you don't. Ain't no mystery about his. I know you don't. I know you don't. I know. You don't. I know you.
Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas. He's going to prison.
I said a while ago when T.I.'s son King was getting a lot of flack and a lot of heat in the media, that to me he just looked like a young kid that wanted to prove to his father that he was a man.
You think you know a famous family? Think again. The recent arrest of a hip-hop heir has torn a famous marriage apart, exposing decades of secrets, tough love, and heartbreaking blame. The foundation of T.I. and Tiny's long-lasting marriage finally gave way. The direct cause, T.I.'s decision to cut ties with their son, King. Following his latest run-in with the law, Tiny responded by officially filing for divorce. But here's what's really surprising. T.I. isn't putting up a fight or trying to win her back. Now, the entire family is fractured, with everyone arguing over who is truly at fault. Is it the parents, who provided every material advantage? Or is it King himself, for tossing that privileged life aside to chase a dangerous image? While a split might shock their fans, given they've spent over 30 years together, the truth is, their relationship has always had problems. The final straw came in October 2024, when King's arrest put the family under a harsh public spotlight. The incident started when King drove recklessly out of a gas station in his BMW and nearly collided with a police car. When the officers pulled him over, the situation quickly escalated. They immediately noticed the smell of marijuana and then spotted a firearm in his waistband. They confiscated the weapon and placed him in handcuffs. But the real trouble started when they ran his name. An old warrant from 2022 popped up, related to speeding, driving with a suspended license, and a DUI. His past had just caught up with him in a major way.
You just step out the vehicle.
What you want to do? You want to take my gun out of my head?
Yes, sir.
Just one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well?
It's guns in here.
Alright, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You gotta take it.
There's no safety.
Just take
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. You just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. Alright, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. I'm gonna be at the church. Alright, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
He might have gotten away with a warning that day if he had just kept a low profile, but instead, every poor choice from his past came back to haunt him at once. When the body cam footage from his arrest was leaked online, the public reaction was brutal. What was clear from the video was that King knew he had messed up badly. While he wasn't causing a scene, you could see the clear regret on his face. It was as if he understood that his only option was to cooperate fully. For someone known for his explosive public behavior, this calm demeanor was a shock, and even the arresting officer noted it. Sadly, it didn't change his outcome. He was booked into the DeKalb County Jail before being transferred to Pickens County. Online, people were merciless. One popular comment labeled him a trust fund prison punk, while another criticized him for acting like he came from nothing while relying on his parents' wealth. However, King wasn't the only one facing consequences. The shockwaves from his arrest shot straight through his parents' marriage, shattering it completely. T.I. played the part of the disappointed father, but Tiny was absolutely furious, and she had the documents to prove her point. In her divorce filing, she directly named King's downward spiral as the reason for leaving. Surprisingly, T.I. didn't argue. From his perspective, he had fulfilled his duty as a father, and King had no one to blame but himself for his troubles. As harsh as that sounds, he had seen this coming. Back in 2022, when King first started making negative headlines, T.I. publicly pleaded with him to slow down. He warned that King was on a dangerous path that would lead straight to jail. T.I. mentioned he had been saying the same thing to Tiny and King's grandmother, that they all needed to keep a closer watch on him if they wanted to prevent him from throwing his life away. This wasn't just a father's worry. It was a warning from a man who had been to prison, understood the cost, and didn't want to see his son make the same mistakes.
Give me my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, his going to prison. If you got to keep this up, his going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out.
Tiny wasn't having it. In fact, she used his words against him in the divorce. She argued that T.I. had failed in his role as a father. If he had been more present and set firmer boundaries from the start, King would never have strayed so far off course. And she has a point. T.I. was in and out of prison for much of Tiny's pregnancy and during King's early childhood. By the time he was home for good, King was already used to life without a consistent dad. And even then, T.I.'s presence didn't help much, as he allegedly sent King to live with his grandmother. King himself once shared that despite his parents' wealth, he didn't grow up with money because he lived with his grandma. In fact, the only time he was regularly invited to his parents' house was when they were filming their reality TV show. With a home life that unstable, it's no wonder King sought validation elsewhere, and with every wild stunt, he inched closer to a future behind bars. A perfect example was his infamous meltdown at a Waffle House in 2022. It all started over a simple mistake. An employee added pickles to his order when he had asked for none. That small error was enough for King to launch into a screaming match with the worker, which he recorded and posted online. Instead of making him look tough, it made him look like a spoiled brat and had everyone questioning T.I. for letting his son run wild.
Restaurant? This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File show. Come back. What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here.
For so when T.I. made that public video warning King, it only made Tiny angrier. She felt he should have been giving that guidance and setting those rules years earlier, but he never did. Things cooled down for a bit, but T.I. couldn't hide his frustration with King forever. Those feelings finally exploded at an Atlanta Falcons game, where father and son got into a heated argument that turned physical. It started after King made comments about not growing up with privilege, which set T.I. off. He immediately corrected him, reminding King that he was raised with a silver spoon. King didn't back down, and the next thing anyone knew, he was throwing punches at his own father. From the video clip, it looked like T.I. was ready to forget this was his son and teach him a serious lesson.
Better. He know not true. Silver spoon, I ain't never ate with that day a day in my life.
Nigga, you did have a silver spoon.
Look, used to have to come to my grandma's house, because I'm getting in the fight.
You cried like a baby to go to your grandma's house.
Every day.
You used to hold your breath.
Every day.
I know you. I know you. I know you. I know you.
Shut up. Shut up.
I know you.
Ain't no mystery about here.
I know you though. I know you though. I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business.
The clip of the fight got thousands of likes almost instantly, with many people praising T.I. for finally disciplining his son. Comments poured in like he should have busted his behind. That's an overdue library book, and, when you don't check the problem, it will eventually turn on you. However, Tiny was horrified. She was furious that T.I. had humiliated King in public. Her anger only grew when she discovered T.I. had then kicked King out of the house to force him to learn how to survive on his own. She felt he had gone much too far, and this created a major rift in their relationship that pushed her to finally cut T.I. off. This wasn't the only reason cited in the divorce papers. Tiny also brought up T.I.'s history of cheating and past violence. For years, she had watched him be unfaithful, and then try to talk his way out of it, pretending he was a changed man. Those lies piled up. By the time King spiraled out of control, Tiny wasn't just angry at her son. She was looking at the man who helped raise him and realizing a destructive cycle had never been broken. That's why she ended it. The most heartbreaking part for Tiny was realizing King wasn't even creating his own path. He was copying his father's. The same jail stints that once built T.I.'s tough reputation are the exact blueprint King is now following. So when T.I. disowned King after the arrest, Tiny snapped. To her, he was disowning his own reflection. That's why those divorce papers landed on the table. You can see how desperately King wants his father's approval by the way he constantly shows off guns. In fact, after his arrest video went viral, some comments suggested he walked right into that situation on purpose, hoping to get some jail time and finally earn his street credibility. Others said he had finally proven himself as a rugged guy and earned the title he'd been chasing for years. Some even believe King acts out solely to get a reaction and some respect from his father. And it seemed his antics sometimes worked. Remember the time T.I. and his friend Boozy had to confront their sons on camera? King and Boozy's son, 2TRA, were supposed to be shooting a music video, but instead, they were more focused on showing off their guns, acting like they were in a dangerous part of town. That's when the dad stepped in. You could hear the disappointment in T.I.'s voice as he confronted King, asking why he was so obsessed with looking tough, especially around young women. It turned into a serious lecture. T.I. made it clear that one wrong move with those guns, or having anything illegal on them, was all it would take to ruin their lives forever. He and Boozy were dead serious, and you could see it in their faces.
Yes, they were in that moment.
So motherfucking 12 pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Somebody got to raise their hand.
I've been seeing him around too there, like.
You gonna raise your own hand?
I've been seeing him around too.
Huh?
But when you got drugs, it ain't like. Y'all got drugs around those legal guns.
They call
It's not legal.
possession of a firearm and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony. Thank you.
Surface. It looked like T.I. was trying hard to make his son understand that his actions had serious consequences. But when Tiny found out what happened, she wasn't impressed. She was actually upset with T.I. for putting their son's business on display like that. It wasn't that she approved of King flashing guns and acting tough. She just believed T.I. was several years too late with his intervention. After all, King was only mimicking the behavior he had seen from his father his entire life. But the final thing that made Tiny snap was the drama surrounding King's baby mama. When T.I. went on a podcast and announced he was going to be a grandfather again because King was expecting a child, Tiny was stunned. To her, it sounded like T.I. was endorsing their son's irresponsible behavior, when the situation was actually very complicated.
So I got 2 grandchildren now.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, I got 2 granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm gonna make this the greatest gangster of all times. I will raise this child to torture you the way that you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
Rumors swirled that King's baby mama, Big Nana, was significantly older than him. Some even suggested she was only with him to get money, and he was too young and naive to see it. But King didn't care one bit. He was thrilled about becoming a father and eagerly stepped into the role. When their son was born in November 2024, King was overjoyed. He fully embraced being a dad, constantly posting about and bragging over his new baby.
You tired, you ain't getting no sleep, and the truth be told, before this little, I ain't been getting no sleep, you know what I'm saying? I just been outside working, lifestyle, lifestyle just lifing, you know what I'm saying? And, but now I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning, and then around the morning time, he like to do that little live concert I be doing with him. And, he like to walk around the house. So
He even wrote a song called Dear Son where he rapped about stepping up as a father. He captioned the post, November 5th, 8:09 a.m. Welcome King Jr. time to take over. For a little while, it looked like King was genuinely ready to change, like he was finally growing up and fatherhood was teaching him to be more responsible. For Tiny, the best part was seeing King be the present father his own dad never was. But of course, the timing was terrible. While King was online playing the proud dad, his arrest video was still circulating everywhere, reminding everyone that his legal troubles were far from over. Through all of this, T.I. tried to be supportive, but he just couldn't hide his disappointment for long. And for Tiny, that was the final unforgivable act. She might have overlooked other issues, but the fact that T.I. was so ashamed of their son that he didn't want to live under the same roof shattered Tiny's heart. So, when the divorce papers were filed, it wasn't a shock. It was the final blow to a marriage that had been crumbling for years. And Tiny, she is completely done. She's not hiding her feelings or covering for him anymore. The only question left is what T.I. does next, because if he stays silent, just like he has with King, this family might be over for good. Asterisk, what's your take on this family drama? Do you think tough love was the answer, or was it too little, too late? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to follow for more updates on this unfolding story.